me, what's unique about Telluride is that it is literally like a cradle. It's like sitting in a cradle of nature. The colors, the texture, it's all in motion. We have the steep walls of the valley, and then back we go all the way up to 14,000 foot peaks. So where we are here is the Depot Zone. The railroad tracks literally ran just in front of this house, probably all the way up till I think the 20s. This particular zone was industrial, warehouse. There was a water tower, so it had a very industrial feel, and we were inspired by that for the design of this project. So the exterior is a combination of both steel plate and vintage barnwood. The porch is steel. It floats above the entry. There are stone steps that guide you up. So the entry functions for when you're coming in from skiing. The stone floor has a lot of traction. It is varied so that if you are wearing boots or ski boots, you have a very good grip. Most people take their shoes off either outside or just in the foyer when they come in because of the climate, essentially. And if there's mud or snow, it's just a courtesy. People rarely leave their shoes on here. We created a forced perspective. So the wall on the west side of the house actually cants inward so that the stairs are actually the narrowest at the top going up to the master, and that they're the widest at the base and the foyer. So that actually expands the space even further and gives you that historic feel of the old mills. Obviously, the living space is meant to be the growth zone, and you can see how we vaulted that space. The angle is a nod to the taller peaks outside, which are to the east, as well as opening up the outdoor space and directing the view. The south facade, the entire facade opens up. There's tons of natural light, so what would appear to be a very encased urban lot feels very open. And then as you're coming back through the dining, the proportions are very comfortable. They're probably 1 to 1.5. It's a little deceiving because you're engaged with the structure visually, but yet you feel this feeling of levitation. So I think there's an interesting dichotomy where the structure is actually floating through this space. As you move back through the kitchen, we required more space, so we've grabbed the space and allowed the kitchen really to flow up into the roof zone. So the master is really this floating volume, and the imagery is really that of an industrial loft type space. The barnwood becomes this whole volume that you see both on the inside of the house as well as the outside of the house. In the shower, again, the wall is canted, so when you're in the shower, you can actually see the tallest peak. Great work is not only of this time, it stands the test of time. The architecture it's not reinvention, it's an evolution.